Good morning.
So before jumping directly into the project, which we have discussed the other day, we have done some SWOT analysis of your business. This will actually help us to get an insight where your business needs more attention.
Wow, all right. Let's have a look.
Great, so I'll present my screen. First, we'll talk about the marketing strategy. Now, before getting deep insight about the marketing strategy, this is a grassroots level club and we are starting it from the very root. So we'll focus on the more basic things first and then we can slowly jump into the other side of the business. Okay, most important strategy of marketing is it has two major components. Those are 5 P's and 5 C's. So what are those 5 P's? Let's have a look. 5 P's of marketing, these are major marketing elements, I would say, which are used to position a business strategically. Based on these 5 factors, we can actually understand where our business actually stands and where it lies. So what are those 5 P's? Those are product, our own product, its price, how can we promote the product, where exactly we are promoting, that's a place, promoting the people. So product, price, promotion, place, and the people, these are the 5 major P's of a marketing mix. Now let's talk about what are 5 C's. These 5 C's are actually a guidelines that will help us to make the right decision and help us to construct a well-defined marketing plan. So what are those 5 C's? Those are our company, our collaborators, our customers, our competitors, and the climate, the environment where exactly we are working. Now let's try to fix these things into our business and see what exactly we can do out of it. So our business, if you just see, this is the main, since football is the main part business and it's all related to this page, so I have just taken this as an example. Right, so let's have a look. So if we just can consider that our main area is to protect our own club. Okay, so who is the first person to do that? Obviously the person who stands in front of it, that's the goalkeeper. So he is the person who has the responsibility of taking the club. So the major two things lies on him. I'm talking everything on business terms. So there is nothing, this one is nothing related to football. This is related to marketing strategy on football. So this is particularly based on this particular club which I'm talking about at the moment. So it's based on the scenarios. It's not necessarily this will go for everything. So since I have just picked up a scenario which we have already explained in part 1, so I'm just trying to draw a conclusion from that. I would recommend the viewers to have a look at the part 1 to understand the business problem so that it will be easy for you to understand what exactly I'm talking in the second one. So as I just said, so the 5 P's and the 5 P's, these are the major important aspects based on which this club actually can bring the profit and will put up a place in the market. So now this is a 4-3-3 system, so I'm going to place each of them and then let's see what happens. So this is my left back, my 2 center back, my right back. This is the defensive midfielder, 2 attacking midfielder, the left wing, the striker, and the right wing. Now I have placed my 5 P's into this defensive area and my 5 C's into this attacking field. Okay, so these 5 P's are my assets and these 5 C's are my liabilities. Now let's have a look at the end what exactly we achieve with these things. So first comes my players, the second come the price, I mean to say the cost. It involves everything. Okay, so the cost of the business and everything, the price. Second is the place, my home ground, where exactly the game is going to play. You can rather say our own stadium. Promotions, how we are doing it. And of course, the performance. That's the main key part of everything. The performance. And what are those two performance? We'll analyze the team performance, the player performance, and sometimes whenever we do some kind of campaign analysis, we'll also perform those analysis as well with the data driven. So we'll talk about that. So that's a performance. So these 5 P's, we can relate this to our assets, major assets. Let's have a look what are my 5 C's. The coaching, I mean the players who works day in and day out with the coaches and how the coaching is not. The collaborators, the competitors, the major competitors, how we when we play the away game, or when we comes to business, our major competitors, the major football, when you're playing for a great football club and you go and participate in the league, you have to compete in each level. So how you're going to compete and what how you achieve, that's what we are going to discuss in upcoming videos and everything. So I have kept competitors as a major part. Next come the challenges that we face, and finally we try to achieve the customers. Okay, so for football business, who are the main customers? Those are the fans. So we try to win the heart of every fan. That's the major goal. So I have tried to put it in a football term and try to see what are my 5 major P's where I will have a look, and then what are the 5 C's where I will have a look. So based on these two major factors, we'll try to run the business. Okay. Okay, so now let's talk about the SWOT analysis. So basically, if we talk about the SWOT analysis, we know that there are 4 different terms for each of them. Like S stands for strength, W stands for weakness, O stands for opportunity, and T stands for threat. Now we'll have a look how this we can inculcate these 4 things into the business which we are looking at the moment. Okay. Now, strength means what are your company's strengths, what are your company's weakness, what kind of opportunities they're getting, and what kind of threat they may get. So these kind of analysis we have to do when we are just doing a kind of analysis. So getting I mean jumping directly into kind of data or campaign won't help you unless and until you understand what is the actual position of the company. So I'm just trying to give an overview like that. So instead of doing, I just tried to put it in a different way. So it looks very pretty similar to confusion matrix that we will discuss we are in when we are learning machine learning. Okay, but for now, just try to understand opportunities and threats. So opportunities, we can consider this as a positive part, and threats, we can consider this as a negative part of the business. Now, when it comes to strength, that itself is a positive. Okay, so what are my strengths and what kind of opportunities I get if my strengths are good. So, for example, the company strengths can be used to maximize its opportunities, whatever we identify. So, we can maximize our opportunities when it comes to strength, when we are talking about our own strength. Similarly, if you're talking about our weakness, so what actions we can take so that we can overcome our weakness. Okay, so at the same time, so this is very important aspects of business. So how we are analyzing our strength and weaknesses in 2 different terms. Okay, so now let's talk about the threats. Now, in case of threats, how can you use your company's strength to minimize the threat? Means I mean to say, like, whatever strengths you have, if any comes, I mean if any kind of threat comes, so how can your strength overcome those things? So that's what exactly they want to say. Okay, and now when it comes to weakness, how can you minimize your company's weakness to avoid the threats you have identified? So everything they try to figure out, they try to drag an positive side of your business instead of driving deep into the negative sides. That's very important. So these things, first we have to understand it very well so that we can put our business into these 4 forums, and then we can check that where exactly my business is standing. Okay, so we'll move on to the next slide where I have just made a small analysis of the Explore FCF, the problem we have just discussed. So I can define my strength. This team has a good unity, they have very good bonding, so they understand each other, so that's our strength. Training happens in a very nice way, so the training staffs and everything, that's very organized, and they are all very good at training, so everything is executed in a well defined way, so those are the strengths. And the next one is they have a good link up, the strong association, the bonding that I just discussed on number one point as a team, as a one. So these are the strengths of Explore FC. Now, when it comes to weakness, where exactly they're having some difficulty, like the cost, I mean to say the fund. Okay, so the fund it can be a major concern. So because the fund is less, so how they can use their fund in different way that will act as a positive side, and they can actually run their business, they can roll the money, that's what I want to say. Second comes the popularity. Since it's a very grassroots level club and they are trying to go to a different level, so they need to gain the popularity into the market. So how they're going to do that? That's a weakness. As of now, they don't have that much of good popularity. So they have to reach out to the people. So what are the ways and how we can do it with minimum fund? That's the major factor. And finally is the people management, like within the team, if you have any kind of conflicts, how you can just fix it. So regarding the people management, if you just think that the very first video which I have just shooted, where I've discussed that we're going to discuss a very two important topics, like the qualitative approach and the quantitative approach. If you just can just go few video back and you can just check that. In qualitative approach, we're going to discuss few important factors, so those we will discuss when we are covering this topic. Okay. The third one is the opportunity. Now, opportunity in the sense, like as of now, you are playing in one division. So obviously, you don't want to play into the same division. You want to go up. So how you can get that opportunity? How you can make that opportunity? That is very important. Okay. Next, opportunity should be given to our own people first to grow. So whenever you have your own, if you have an academy where people are, where kids are coming to learn it, so they should have an idea when they're coming. They should have the vision that I will one day play for them. I will get a chance to play for the club. So that opportunity, that kind of belief and commitment, those kind of thing has to be shown from both the side. Then only those people will come and also enroll for you. Also at the same time, you are giving lot and lot of chances to your own people, so you don't have to go somewhere else to buy players in order to go to the next level. So you have to create your own player in that way, so that they can be beneficial to your club. That's what I mean to say. And finally, that sometimes, yeah, of course, you have to give a chance just to other people who are actually playing in different league or different team or wherever. So they're really talented and they should get the opportunity. If you feel, then we can just go ahead and do that. That's kind of opportunity which we have. Finally, threats. Now, this is very similar to, if you just see that, similar to the opportunity and strengths and everything. So if in any case, if you're not able to perform, obviously a player won't be playing for lifelong. They have a certain time, after that they will quit. So they want to play and they want to enjoy whatever they're doing. So obviously they have certain kind of expectation from their career as well. So obviously if they see that that's not actually helping them to achieve anything, so they tend to lose. So you tend to lose that good players. That's a threat for your business. Obviously sometimes you want to do a lot of good campaigns, and then at the same time you don't have fund. So how you are going to uh, I mean, how you will maximize your fund, and you will be able to do the campaign. That's very important. That's we have to think, and we will do that slowly and step by step. We'll understand how we can actually grow that business. And finally, this is very rare scenario. This has never happened so far, but so it has happened this year. So pandemic. So during this pandemic, everything is stopped, right? All the games, most of the games are stopped. So now with this, how you're incurring a huge loss for your company and how you're going to, it's absolutely a different topic. So I'll try to share some of my ideas which I feel we can do that. So I'll just keep this in a different topic and we'll share few of them. So now my advice to all of you will be, if you are just using if you just try to learn this as a football club, that's very good. But if you are trying to build your own company, or you're trying to do something different, you try to figure out your own SWOT analysis and try to put it and see where exactly your company stands. First you understand your business from your point of view, and then you can able to analyze it to the next levels. The basic level has to be strong. When you go to the next ones, step by step you can go up. Okay, so if you jump to three steps, and then it will be very difficult for you to understand. So well, that's the reason I've started from a very basic level. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you so much for your support, and happy learning.